It's okay, I can start over again. So anyway, demographics, very important. It's very hard to sell just one individual, okay? So Alyssa, if you can share that to other people, that'd be helpful to me and get this thing cranked up a little bit. Anybody that's in life insurance, except for imbeciles. So get the number one lead, you got demographics, you got the household income, you got 2 people in the house, you want $35,000, $50,000 households to walk into $1 million homes, and you're not experienced what to do with money there, you're doomed. You're doomed. They have everything. They got money, okay? So you need to start working between this and this. $35,000 to $50,000 demographical household income in the home is 2 people that help make the decision upon this mortgage protection deal. And what that is that's the decision is, very difficult when you have one person to make a decision. I want to sell Foresters. Smart UL all day long. Why don't I sell a term product that gets all their money back for them and earns interest? Okay, I'm going to do an ROP term that gets them no interest and only allows me to go to age 50. What do you do after that? You got to go to the Forester Smart UL. Okay, you got to do it. Forester Smart UL. Best program on earth for this stuff. In most cases, for beginners. Let's talk for beginners, okay? Just beginners. Don't get it wrong, professionals. Well, you can use other products. The difference between the ROP term, you got age 50, cutoff date. Can't go beyond age 50 to get people ROP. You can still get them term, but you can't get them ROP. I feel it's very beneficial for this person to protect their home along this journey of 30 years, 15 years sometimes, and 20, to protect this home along this journey and get all this money back at the end, or get a large portion of it back at the end, or have the option to have it there as a retirement schedule. So if you can start selling mortgage protection on behalf of Forester Smart UL, you would be able to get people their money back, earn them interest on their money, so the premium payments paid into the cash value. This earns 5% interest or something like that. You have to check the interest rates on Foresters. This earns interest. The home is protected from this individual passing, and this individual lives. This home gets 2 things most of the time. Buy time or pay the home off. Buy time or pay the home off. Or third one, actually, I should tell you this. The third option is, let me give you the 3 options to sell a mortgage protection, okay? 1, you pay off the home. Pay off the home. Completely pay it off from the first day to the 30th year. House is paid. Number 2, you create a mindset in them that you're younger now, Mr. Jones. You're 50 years old. Let's go from the time that you're 70, and let's get the house paid off from this era of time, not this. This era of time, something probably won't happen. So let's use this to pay this back end off. Let's pay it the last 15 years of the house off. Because in my experience, this is where it happens anyway. Now, if God forbid something happens here, but for financial reasons, she'll have this money to sell the home and get the equity out of the home, okay? Now, the third one is completely to sell the home. Just sell it. Sell the home for the equity inside. That's it. Mr. Jones, if God forbid something happens to Mr. Jones, are you going to stay in this house? No, I'm not. I'm going to leave. I'm going to move. I'm going to go back up north. I'm going to go down south. That's the excuse. You got to get that question out, and that'll simplify your sale all day long. Mrs. Jones, if something happens to him, are you going to live in this house? No, yes, I don't know. But get the answer out and go from there. If they say, no, I will not live in this home, your job is just to buy her time and say, listen, guys, you know what? I'm going to make this extremely affordable for you today. I'm going to make it extremely affordable for you today. Unless, Mr. Jones, you want to make your wife extremely wealthy when you pass, let's do it this way. Let's buy her time to sell the home. All right? Buy her time to sell the home. Pay off the home, halfway marker, or sell the house for the equity inside from the day one. So day one, the day whatever, she's selling the home. The kids, if both you die together, what happens? Kids get it, they pay off the home, they sell it. That's the two options basically for the children too. So the same thing happens to the kids that happens to the parents. And you just make them the second in line to get the money, contingent. So what do you do when you run into people with money? Well, you don't get nervous. Handle it just like they are broke too, and get them the idea of using this, not retirement money. 9 times out of 10 to sell richer people, anybody that has 100 grand or above, 100K or more, will pretend that they have enough to pay this house off. Now, why in God's world would you use let's say you got 250K stuffed away. Why do you want your wife to put that on the house and her have nothing to live on? She has nothing to live on from that point. So yes, you can pay the house off, but you can't buy her time to survive what? Inflation, tax increases. These are all things you're going to run into. I don't know who's teaching you, but this is stuff you run into. This isn't a joke. This is real. Anybody that's going to tell you that they can afford to pay the house off is a moron, not thinking about this from this perspective. And this is how they lose, because you didn't get in front of them. So it's very important over the phone you get in front of these people to teach them. You get all the money back. The money is yours. Okay? Under 50, show them ROP as an option. It's cheap. Show people term, that's great too, but I'll tell you what people love. They love to see what they're investing into while they're alive. If you show somebody what they get when they're dead, they don't really give a shit about that. Inspire them by what they get in life. You get cancer, heart attack, or stroke. All that money is yours while you're alive. Let's build value. Are you building value in your product? Are you excited about your product? You're kind of just like you get cancer, heart attack, stroke. Or do you say you get cancer, heart attack, stroke coverage? Mr. Jones, if you die, well, somebody's getting paid in this house. You know what I mean? Enthusiasm will help your sale go by. But not talking like an idiot either helps. You gotta be smart about it, okay? You have money is yours, Mr. Jones, at all times. How does that happen? Well, let me show you. Here's how it happens. It happens at death. It becomes yours to your wife or kids. Get them thinking about both parties. Don't make this about one person. Make it about the children too. Why do the kids get it, Mr. Jones? They want the equity out of it. This is their inheritance. It's either the kids or the bank will win. Do you want the bank getting your inheritance, all your money, or do you want your kids? Simple as that. Death, cash value. Number 2, number 1, cash value. And then the ROP. And the ROP is just the return on it after you're done. So when you completely pay the home off, this is a retirement option. The return of premium is a retirement option also for people. Retirement option people. So cash value is always there in case you get into a jam and you need a loan. So your car breaks down. You got cash stuffed away. Earning interest. When you put it into your savings account, it doesn't earn interest, does it? No, this does. Show them the cash value chart. So I had one of my reps go into a home yesterday, and he did what I told him. He printed out the illustration, and he sold his first $8,000 deal. $8,000, one deal, because he listened, and he studied, and he worked the leads, and he never gave up. He had 11 people to see. He didn't see any of them until this one, okay? But I told him to work the numbers. Now the numbers owe him, okay? He's owed now. Remember that. You have frustrating times. I sat with 11 people. I didn't sell any of them. The numbers owe you now. It just works that way. But with good experience, you can sell larger deals. Hell, you don't think there's weeks out there where I'll tell you I made 10,000 bucks and you may think it's on multiple policies, but it's on one big one? Just one big one changed my world. You know what I mean? So it happens a lot to me. It's getting tough out there. Believe me, it's getting harder than ever to sell this stuff. People are tightening up, and if the economy goes down the tubes, watch what happens. People will tighten up even more. So we need to get this mortgage protection in. 8,000 bucks. He was owed. He sat with 11, didn't see any of those, didn't sell any of those. Now he's owed. He gets 8,000 bucks out of the deal, sells 2 policies, one at 350 and one at 450 or whatever the numbers come to. So boom, boom, boom. But he was taught well how to do this. He provided information to allow Mr. and Mrs. Jones to understand that they get all the money back. That if they have cancer, heart attack, or stroke, they get the money while they're alive. They're saving money for their future. Okay, it's a retirement schedule. Here's the other point I want to make to you, is a lot of you don't sell on this either. And this can become confusing sometimes, but once you get all of this knowledge, it becomes very helpful. Inside the house, when you're selling to people, you have 2 policies, right? Sometimes you have 2 policies. If you have Mr. Jones over here and Mrs. Jones over here, Mr. and Mrs., and Mr. Jones dies, Mrs. Jones doesn't need her policy anymore. So she's not just going to get 100 grand from him, she's going to cash hers in. So let's say 20 years goes by and she has 20,000 bucks built up. Well, she's going to get $120,000. Just remember, if she doesn't need that policy anymore, tell people to maximize their solution. Become very smart in the house with numbers, and you'll grow the relationship with the individuals that you're sitting across from, and they'll respect you. They will believe and trust in you. 100 grand is what you'll receive, Mrs. Jones, but if you don't need your policy anymore and you've been paying in all those years, it's earning interest, you're going to have cash value inside that one unless you want to leave it to the kids. So you can leave it alone too. So that's interesting, teaching people that they have more money than they actually think. Remember, they're only thinking about getting one policy. But when you teach them that there's a second one building cash value, that builds value. You get it? So it's real simple. So I am a true believer in Foresters. Foresters Smart UL for beginners is an absolute genius way to provide information to somebody in a simplistic way for somebody who wants to get into indexed annuity sales to start understanding it a little bit better. Is this is a very simple product to understand. You know, it's like a whole life on steroids, you know? It comes with some interest. Cash value is earning interest annually. So you're building a cash bucket here. You got payout here. You got the death benefit. You got all kinds of benefits over here. Foresters is very, 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 they give a lot of benefits to their clients. So learn the benefits that they receive. They can get a free will out of them. They can get college funding. They can get an attorney. They can get financial help. There's all kinds of benefits. They built 150 parks using people's money that were investing into their life insurance, 150 children's parks all around the nation using money. Some people like to hear that charitability of the company. You know, their money's going to good use when they're paying it. That builds value. So if you learn about the products, you can sell value. On top of this, you have, oh, give me a second, guys. I got to turn on my thing here real quick. I got to put the webinar on real quick here. So, hey, if there's any questions, please ask in the comment section. If you want, you can get onto the webinar and you can shout it out loud for everybody to hear. Sorry. Hold on one second. So, like I said, any questions, that's going to be your best way for me to like narrow down on some of the things that you're running into would be to ask me questions about scenarios I would run into, whether you're running into how I would deal with them. That's a great way to learn. So I am very, 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 very adamant on selling the Forester Smart UL. Forester Smart UL. Why not? It's got the cheapest premiums for this size policy. You won't believe what you're getting. There's other products out there that I could teach you how to maneuver and angle it with the index universal lives, but they'll run out of cash eventually. This thing can stay in play for life. That's the good notion about it. This here will make it to age 100. So your funding is kind of getting it. You don't, when you're selling index universal lives, you can put somebody in a policy where the cost of insurance eats it away before they hit death. So you have to be careful on this. These are smart, okay? They're very smart, and they make it to death. When you discuss this with your sales department and you're creating this product for a client, you call the sales department, you tell them the situation. You can go by premium, or you can go by death benefit. I need $100,000 for Mr. Jones. What will that cost? That's $97 a month. You know, something like that. And when you bring value to the table, like guys, I'm telling you right now, you bring value of the product, you're going to have larger premiums in place. So you've got to start doing that on a weekly basis. If you don't learn your products, you're doomed for the future. Everybody who knows their products is going to outsell you. But remember, it all starts with the lead program. I don't know about you, but without the right lead resources, you're doomed. You're absolutely doomed too. So we have set for this week, there are 21 appointments set for this week. I know that's a lot. I won't see them all. That's okay, because what is my goal number? How will I hit this number every week by Thursday? I only stay in the field till Wednesday or Thursday. So the rest is coaching reps all week long. All week long we're coaching. If it's not me, it's my partners. We're coaching all the time. $10,000 minimum by Thursday. Every single week, I gotta have 21 appointments. I may not see them all, but what happens when some of them call or reschedule? You know, I don't really, with these leads, I never have somebody just cancel on me. I don't see it very much. I've been selling this stuff for years now, and I'm telling you, these leads with the demographics and how they're written and everything about this lead is positioned to keep people with this. They want it. They want the information. So remember this, you are an information guy. Let me show you something. Just show you these two. So we have leads here, okay? We got one or two leads here. You got somebody that's 61 years old and somebody that's 40. Here's what you need to do. You take this lead and you have Angel here. I'm going to walk through this with you. You have this lead. You got somebody named Angel. You got her name. You call her. You're providing information, and you want to get discounts for them. Discounts and information are the two biggest words that you fail to use on the phone. And you will get in more homes than ever before by using these words. I just wanted to get some information on it. That's what we did. We sent it out to you the first time, but we need to get you a quote now, so we're out there to get you as many discounts as possible. So I plan to see you at 2 p.m. Monday evening. Is that good? Or 10 a.m. Monday morning? This is 61 years of age. So I know that 61, who else is going to help make this decision? There's only one person here. 61 years of age. Non-smoker or smoker? Question. Are you a smoker or non-smoker? If you had any health issues like cancer or heart attack or diabetes in the past 4 years, when you get some health information out of people, you walk in the door knowing what you're delivering, what you're bringing. Or you can go over it with your upline, providing them the information so they can design a pathway for you to sell larger products or sell a product, period. So the bottom line is we want to get you selling, okay? I want to make sure that you're making money. The only way to do that is for you to get on the phone, but first order the leads, get on the phone. But it's easier when you're setting appointments with people that want to see you. You get it? Do you understand how much simpler your life is when you're sitting at that desk on the phone for hours trying to set appointments and people are just giving you bullshit? How much easier would your life be if everybody said yes? And that's what I'm providing. A lot of yeses. When you see her set live this morning, it's on Facebook too. The appointment setting is on my page from this morning, but there's other ones where Alyssa's setting appointments, and you can see live that she doesn't get any no's. Yes, 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 yes. They agree with her. You got to set appointments like her, man. You got to listen to her tonality and her voice and just the machine she becomes to get the job done, man. And at the end of the week, we can enjoy ourselves. We can enjoy the life we created. You got to get somebody else, non-smoker, cancer, heart, any diabetes. No, no, no. Okay. Who else helps you make important decisions? We didn't have that on here, so I'm assuming she said nobody. Maybe Alyssa slipped up. Maybe she missed that part. But what I'm telling you right now, she doesn't usually do that. But what I'm telling you right now is you got to get somebody else in here. Who helps you make important decisions? My son. Okay. Can he be there that day? One-legging, guys, is getting old. Stop seeing people just by themselves trying to get them the information and selling the deal. It's not going to happen. They are going to. If you get it out of the way up front, Mrs. or Mrs. Jones, is there anybody that you need to have there to help you make important decisions? No. You sure? You don't want anybody like your son or just, no, I make all my decisions. Okay, fantastic. I'll see you. So the reason I ask is I want you to be able to make this decision. If God's willing that I provide the right information, enough discounts, you want to get this, then you'll be able to make a decision on your own. Is that good? Okay, yes, thank you. All right, we have another one, significant other. This one has somebody else to help make important decisions on their behalf for their mortgage, protection, burial. This is a coffin. Death. He waits all of us. But we can leave some debt behind, and that's what we're trying to avoid from Mr. and Mrs. Jones here. 62, 63, no, 40 and 61. That's whacked. So this is one of them. I see a lot of overseas marriages on this one. So she's 40, he's 61. Well, that's only 19-year difference, right? That's not too bad. Kinky. So we got a 40-year-old and we got a 61-year-old. Who are you going to put this stuff on? Who gets the mortgage protection placed on them? You know who? Good job. The guy, the 61-year-old. Now, by age, it would be 61. By financial resources, it would be sometimes the other. So if he's broke and she's rich, you might want to deliver her the policy on her. But sometimes it's not that way, depending on her health. Don't always judge it on age. It could be a health situation, too. The health could be worse over here, and providing him, he's got 30 more years. By statistics, he's got at least 25 more years, 85 to 95. Believe me, where I live, there are people 90-something years old still swinging golf clubs. It's very impressive. In fact, I should take a camera out and show you my backyard with the golf course. So you want to get people to death, not to death. What your job is get them to the end of the mortgage payment. Then providing them the financial need at that time. So during this journey, we protected the home, protected the house, and at this point, the house is paid. All right, the house is done. Now we want a product with return of premium 9 times out of 10. That's the best way to go. That builds value. Look, all I'm telling you to do is show them that they get the money back. That's all you need to do, is make them aware that this is a product that builds cash value, even if it's term, or I guess we'll call it whole life or universal life. Universal life. An index universal life. If you're good at index universal lives, go ahead and use them. Just find a product that you love, man. Find the one you love. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing. Why would I be telling you about Foresters? It's because it's the bomb, man. Foresters is the bomb. Foresters Smart UL is awesome. I mean, it's very, very awesome. Then you fall back. You got AIG. Your fallback. I tell you, Royal Neighbors. A lot of people don't understand the company, but very liberal compared to Mutual of Omaha. Very good company to use. AIG, Forester Smart UL. And if you get good at this, you can use the F&G, Index Universal Life, or, there's a couple out there that I do approve of. I like the cash value build on this. I like the retirement planning portion of this. I like the proven 8 to 9% in a 10-year period of annualization on the interest earned on that money can make you money. So you can invest into one of these products and make money. Listen, I have Foresters. We have F&G. Actually got AIG too. This is the lineup, man. This is it. Now, on the other end, you know, when I run into annuities, nothing outperforms a theme. So you can't really outperform that particular company in annuities at all. So you Forrester, Smart UL, AIG, or look, I'm not going to lie. You know, I fit Mutual of Omaha in here too, and it's also a great product. But this is basically the lineup. That's all I use. Out of 50 companies, that's what I'm using. So don't get it all confused. But what I want you to do is do this. I just want you to do this. There's your lineup. Learn this. Smart UL. Plan right. Plan right. Their whole life product. It's usually fairly cheap. This is going to be your fallback, your graded stuff. Learn these two and you'll learn a lot about the business of products. Learn these two products and you'll learn a lot about people. Provide them information and value. This one's just your fallback one. So when you take it out, you're completely just left with Forrester, Smart UL, and Plan Right. Now take the fiend out too, because selling annuities is an art craft that you need to work on, and you better have somebody good on your team. When you land an annuity deal, you want somebody that can go into that house, sell that deal, and give you. You should be getting 75% of that. Don't let nobody fool you about your money. You should at least get 50%. You know, when I started, these scumbags would take all of it and say that it's a learning process. They would take the annuity sale off me. And I sold a lot then too. And they would give me like 10% sometimes. 0 to 10%. I don't even want to get into it. You just need to know you're with the right team, and that when you get into annuity sales that you have the right person that can provide the right information to that individual to not only protect them, but protect you and make you more money. Because all it takes is one annuity hit to put you in the game for life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why all of you aren't out there searching for them. You know, especially if you don't sell a deal, why you're not saying, you know what, I noticed that you have this 401k. I wanted to provide you some information. Remember, the bank has me out here providing information to you so that you have all your options on the table. There's something that is absolutely amazing. There's no downsides. You only participate in the upsides, and you can increase your retirement by 2 to 3 times the amount that it's at now. You can never lose money. You only participate in the upsides of the market, and averaging about 8% annually. That's the average with no losses, though. I'd rather earn 8% steadily than earn 21%, -14, 3%, -4. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So, Mr. Jones, I'm going to give you an illustration. All you need to do is get to the illustration. And for the Smart UL, by the way, it's very simple. If you use my strategies in the home smartly, you can bring the illustrations with you. Very simple to get annuities on the floor. I want to show you something real quickly. The Smart UL plan. You can contact sales support and get them to run. I got a 40-year-old. I'm going to run it on a female, 40 years of age, non-smoker, standard. 40-year-old, non-smoker, standard. She might come back preferred, which makes the cost better or gives her more insurance. But at the end of the day, I want to run a standard. And then from this point, I want to run a 61-year-old, non-smoker, standard again. And then I want to get the illustration. Illustrate these. Now, I'll tell you what this helps do. How do you illustrate this situation? 1, you can pay off the home. Put it on him and pay the whole house off. Whatever the premium is, it is. Whatever the premium is, it is. Okay? Teaching people about time. This chick probably won't stay in this house. She's 40 years old. She's probably going to cash that place in, take all the money, and roll out on him. He's dead. She's cashing it in. Boom, she's out. Ask her, Lachelle, are you going to stay here? God forbid something happens to Gay here. Would you stay here? No, I'm leaving. Buying time. $25,000 policy here. Top end policy, the policy would have to be $183,000 here. Just make it $140,000, $184,000, pay the whole house off. $25,000 will buy her time to sell. Then you can have a middle one too. One that's 15 years to 30 years. That means from the 15th year to the 30th year, this guy's about 75-ish, right? Or, yeah, 75 years of age, passes away. There's 15 more years on the house, pays off the house here. She can either stay or go. So whatever this number is, it has to be like what, 90,000? 90,000 here. So you got 3 illustrations. Sometimes we run them on 2 people. Yes, it's a lot of paperwork, but I'm selling deals. And I'll tell you what the number one thing I sell on when I get the illustration is. It's the cash value portion. When I open up the policy, I don't know if I have one somewhere. It's the cash value portion of it that helps me sell so well. This is another annuity sale. I don't know if I can show you one. But you do an illustration, you're going to be able to expose the cash value portion to them. So you'll be able to show them what interest looks like on their money and showing, again, that there's 2 policies. Mr. Jones and Mrs. Jones. Now, he passes away, right? She has a policy on her. Let's say she gets $50K, it's $100 a month. She's been paying for 15 years. There's $10,000 in cash value here. I don't know, I'm making the numbers up. He dies, she gets $100,000. She doesn't need that policy anymore. She gets $110,000. She's going to cash her policy in. She's going to collect on this one. Now she has a larger number. That makes people happy. Draw this out for them. Let them know there's cash value building up. So on both sides, both of you are going to make more money. They love hearing that. They love that. They love seeing their money grow. Wouldn't you? Think about if you were selling to you. All right, guys. No more comments. No more questions. If you want leads, if you want the number 1 lead in the market today, you have to text. For those of you that I haven't gotten back to, give me a minute. I am slammed with things. I'm constantly trying to get back to people. Give me a moment to get back to you. Text me. You're being patient. I appreciate it. If you call me, I love people to try again and again and again. If it was me, I'd be calling me again and again and again until I got me. You get the leads, get the telephone number, text. Text lead to 352-255-2594, and I will get you information on the number 1 lead resource in the nation today for mortgage protection. Number 1 NP lead. Nobody can outperform it. Nobody can outbeat it. Is there any questions or comments? How can you become appointed with foresters? Nitrice, text me, and I will get you the information. All right? So text me. So you got to text me there. Any other questions that people may have? I got to get back to the section. Let me see here. Yeah, without question. I mean, I'm talking about, I've worked a lot of leads in my time, man. And this lead is incredible. I mean, you can't outperform this lead. There's nobody in the industry I know that can outperform it. Very, very satisfied with the lead resource. First time I can say that in this business. So I'm telling you right now, just to get what you need in this career choice, you got to have the right market. You got to have the right attitude, man. This shit'll beat you up unless you're tough. You're mentally tough. Somebody told me that years ago it was going to take mental toughness, not physical toughness, to get through this, and they were right. I needed to be mental tough to get to this level. And I'm looking for the next level, so I'd like to start with you. If you're open to wanting a better future and better training, there are more videos than just this. This is just for Facebook. I get really in depth on some of the carriers and how to use them best, in the homes on other videos, but this is just for Facebook. I can't give it all away on here. So if you'd like to learn more, text join or text leads, and we'll get together and we'll talk about your options at the company. Stop shooting for the stars so soon. Stop going for the big numbers and interest to your future. I'm telling you right now that the big comp levels mean that they don't have something for you. They're just going to throw you to the wolves, and you don't want that. Start at a lower comp level, but work out a deal with a company. I don't care who you go with, but work a deal out. Say, look, I need training every freaking day. Do you provide that? I need it every day. If you're new and you don't have the education, you are freaking doomed. You can't just jump into this, get a lead, call them, and go sell this stuff. You need massive amounts of information to do that. So I'm here to help in any way, shape, or form that you need help. If you want, you can text, well, I suggest you do it. Text lead to 352-255-2594 for the #1 mortgage protection lead. Listen, the final expense leads will blow the doors off anything else you got to. You will sit with more people. You can ask the #3 guy at Mutual Omaha. You can ask a lot of people about that. I have a list of people to ask about these lead resources and how they qualify in this industry. So that's it for today, guys. You can have a blessed day. Any more questions? Any more questions on the webinar? Nothing over here. I'm out. And have a good day, guys. Okay, guys, thank you. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? If not, like I said, text join and I'll get back to you and we'll talk more. All right? Thanks.